That wasn't so bad, was it? Why don't you take a look at those blueprints? Good job. You are extremely good at being redundant. Ah, splendid. It seems as if the power is starting to come back online. As I still haven't been able to figure out how to get out of here, you'll have to make it to the next generator. You can access the next wing of the manor and the power grid sector by heading up the stairs there. Hopefully it won't be too much trouble to access the next generator. And perhaps I can find a way out of here. This is getting rather ridiculous. In case you are wondering about the pneumatic transportation tubes around the manor, they are filled with the same science juice that is in all the IDS batteries. I was able to extract the base material for the science juice from a undisclosed biological source. Ah, if only you could see the look on your face right now. I hope that you've been able to glean that the time in this next dimension is protracted, causing everything to move in slow motion. Like a pan-dimensional bunny rabbit, hopping across a landscape of quantum fields. Poetry. I'm not entirely sure where Desmond is in this area. One of my first victories. Good old Things, my pet pug. He was either extremely brilliant or possessed with the intelligence of a brick. He would also eat pretty much anything shiny. Sometimes the act of slowing things down can reveal the correct path. The first building raised on quadrangle land wasn't much to look at. But I can assure you, the pipework was something impressive. Far ahead of its time. Have I mentioned that the manor requires a lot of ventilation? Careful, the blades are rather sharp. Well, it's probably not the best location for you, but sadly it's rather unavoidable. I would move if I were you. What a disappointing hiding spot. Step off now! Okay, next. Oh! You should be able to fit through. Don't forget to breathe. It's an important aspect of life. You maintain the same dimensional stability. In other words, your properties do not change upon shift. I've been able to ground several of my inventions in our normal baseline dimension as well. That's why quadrangle technology doesn't shift. It looks like you could use a little more time with that converter switch. Bots, or basic orthogonal traversing bot. I invented them a long time ago to perform simple tasks. Their artificial intelligence is extremely simple, but it helps to keep the house in order. One of my first experiments was attempting to turn normal little trees into happy little trees. Well, you did that. I guess you could be proud if you wanted. You know what I miss? Guitars. They always make music so much better. But I digress. When I was your age, I used to have to construct my own computers if I wanted them smaller than a refrigerator. You kids are entirely too spoiled. Ike's become a rather interesting lab assistant, though his indiscriminate appetite is a bit of a hindrance. Wouldn't it be great if you could extend the airtime of that? I was bored all day and decided to play a game of catch with myself, utilizing the slow motion dimension. You should try it sometime. For some... You should try it sometime. Ike's become a rather interesting lab assistant, though his indiscriminate appetite is a bit of a hindrance. For some reason, this particular configuration of laser beams has been outlawed in several nations. I can't imagine why. And here you see stately quadrangle manor as it stands now. As you can see, I've made some, well, modifications over the years to accommodate my many experiments. You may have noticed a series of pipes keeping the radioactive fluids running through the manor from flooding the living quarters. I believe that's safe number 21,157. Didn't your mother teach you not to chew with your mouth open? That'll do. I'm looking at a gigantic stack of cell phones. It is abhorrent what you young folks text to one another. Is English truly that difficult? Those bot-bots are programmed not to let any non-organic foreign objects pass. Oh, I believe there's a heavy IDS battery across the scaffolding there. Foreign objects like that. Remember when I told you about playing catch with yourself? Now might be the time to give it a shot. I can invent a glove that completely changes the laws of quantum mechanics, but apparently I cannot stream a movie to where I am right now in spite of the multitude of cell phones. Apparently this unit also needs a bit of tweaking. Have a safe flight. I'm not entirely convinced of your aptitude to handle this situation. Oh, well, that was a pleasant surprise. Why did I make that? Ah, judging by the fascinating lands of missing items, I can hypothesize that I am officially lost. Short-term memory gone, trapped in some sort of pocket dimension. Today is a good day. This used to be one of the manor's libraries. I, altered it. Travel safely. I had this portrait of myself and Ike commissioned before we began time travel in the mid-70s. Time traveling was certainly all the rage back then, at least among the more scientific circles. Do you know that the only legal way to hunt tigers is to travel back in time to do it? Not that I would recommend doing as such. Interestingly enough, I have a hypothesis that the only reason tigers are about to go extinct is because people are going back in time and shooting them. I made the first prototype when I was your age. I haven't had the heart to change the design. There should be an IDS battery on the other side of the fan. It's like having your own personal zoo. Children like zoos, right? Our time travels took us to feudal Japan, where they took a rather strong liking to Ike. Ike and I traveled back in time once to find the fabled lost city of gold. We never did find it, and to be honest, the lost cities of bronze and silver really weren't that impressive. You really ought to stay out of their way. Keep an eye on that activation beam. There are clouds here. Have I mentioned that? Though, wait. Is that lint? Ugh.